So the initiation of the research project that led to this product was new regulations in the United States that required tightening of emission standards. And these standards would require that heavy-duty trucks clean up the particulate that you used to see out of trucks, where there'd be black smoke out of the engine exhaust. And the goal was to filter this particulate that was coming out of the engine and develop a means for regenerating the filter that collected the particulate.
That filter removed all that soot coming out of the engine, but as it accumulated, every once in a while we'd have to stop and burn it out. And the invention here, this DOC, what it would do is we'd inject fuel to it, it would burn that fuel, it would make a temperature exotherm, and that exotherm would burn the soot out of the filter.
When we inject diesel fuel from time to time, it burns over this part, it raises the temperature, generates the filter. It also has to produce a certain mix of this nitrogen oxides so that they can be effectively removed downstream. And the invention was to come up with a part that will do this both function simultaneously, not in time frame but on the same part.
So we have developed over the time some kinetic modeling for the catalysts and different catalysts from the exhaust system. And then we would use this information from the lab to feed our model, use the model to generate thousands and thousands of different configurations, look at the results, try to find the design that would provide us the maximum performance while staying cost effective. And then once we found those designs, we would bring that back to the lab for testing. And when we found that the performance was good, then Ken would take it over to the engine lab to really test the big piece, the real size piece, and validate it. If you were to fill up a stadium with ping pong balls, basically our work is to try not to have too many escape the stadium. We try to collect everything and just have a handful get out. That's all about it. So that's what we're doing.
In my mind, Edison epitomizes the scientist, today and 100 years ago. So being awarded the Edison Award is the pinnacle of my career.
You learn about all the different inventions that he had that we really take for granted today. And to be able to follow in that footsteps is really amazing.
I think what I find interesting in Edison is that he was also a great businessman. And he was able to bring his invention to a product and bring it to the mass. And I think this team has done a little bit the same thing, right? We brought an invention to a product.
Receiving this award is just really tremendous to me. It's something that this is a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing.